Hello and welcome to Veggie Patch Ideas. Today we have a good one for you, and it's probably what you've all been waiting for. What can we sow directly into the ground in March? Okay, so let's break it down into three zones. So the first zone is what you can get away with sowing now. And when I mean now, I mean probably not this week if you're watching it straight away as I upload, because temperature day it started at about 5 degrees and it went up to 10. Next week it looks better, and then it looks better for the next 2 weeks after that. So with that in mind, we want to look to see what we can get away with planting him to the straight direct into the soil, because not everyone's got a polytunnel, not everyone's got a greenhouse. So these are the things that I'll direct sow once the ground gets less waterlogged, because here we've had so much rain we can't sow anything. So starting off, we'll go with lettuce first, and I'll go with the seed that I always do for this time of year, and it's all year round. Now this lettuce, it can be sowed into plug trays like this, but if you haven't got anything like this, then all year round lettuce is the first one that'll go in. So next up we've got radish, and this is absolutely perfect to go in the ground now. Germinates at around 5 degrees anywhere up, so it can go in. It does germinate very, very fast, and it's a great cover crop, so you can get it in and out of the ground before any of your main crop stuff goes in. So the next thing to plant now is radish. So following radish, and this is a new one on me, but it has germinated an absolute treat in the cold, so I'm going to include it into the list. It's ruby streak mustard. Now every one of my seeds germinated, and it's germinated very, very cold. So what that means, I can probably get away with direct sowing it. So one for the list, one to direct sow now, ruby streak mustard. So the next up, we've got broad beans, and these are kind of a controversial one, because if you leave them out or you bury them very shallow into the drills that you do outdoors, there is quite a high possibility that mice will take them. So if you've got a mice-free area, absolutely fine, pop them in and see how they go. But if you are in an area where you know you're going to get mice trouble, then I would start them off indoors. But it is on the list of things you can sow outdoors now. So the next thing that can go outdoors right away is the little onion sets. And if you haven't put any in the ground yet, there's still time. Shops like The Range that have replaced Wilkinson's, they are a good place of seed onions, or you can buy them online, of course. Now these can go directly into the soil, and you don't want to put them in all the way, just put them in halfway and they'll be fine. And then last but not least, the things that can go in the ground straight away is first early potatoes. And again, well drained soil and not waterlogged soil. So if you have a decent bed and it hasn't been raining for a month straight, then your first earlies can go in from now. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. So moving on to section 2, and these are the things you can put in the ground from around the middle of March. So not just yet, but we're getting close. And that is your chard and your spinach. Now, these need a little bit of a warmer temperature to germinate, and if it's too cold, things like your spinach can take an absolute age to germinate and you actually see anything. So it can take 2 or 3 weeks if it's really cold. So you can, if you're in a warmer climate, a little less. If you're up north in Scotland, no chance. But spinach and chard are for week 2. And again, these might germinate a bit slower, and then you'll have to thin them out because they do get quite big plants as they grow on. And moving on to the last section, section 3, there's only one in there, and that's beetroot. And you want to wait to kind of the last day in March for this one, or the last week, when temperatures have warmed up and we've got a little bit more stable. Pop it in the ground, and you can directly sow straight into the ground for your beetroot. Space them out, or if you've got little clumps, that's absolutely fine. You just don't want big clumps. And again, with these, they are a little bit sensitive. So if we do get snow or any ridiculous weather after March, we want to be putting cloches on kind of all these things with direct sow. So bits of plastic, bits of fleece, and then you should be good to go. Always, guys, thanks for watching. And if you haven't started sowing anything yet and you want to take a good look at what I'm sowing through February all the way through to March, check out the videos below. And if you can't find them there, or if it goes along too quick for you, have a look in the description and you'll find all the links to everything you need. And if you haven't subscribed already, just hit the button. It's very easy to do, and you'll just get updates as and when I put new videos out. So with that said, we'll see you next time.